Ever heard someone say, "You don't need to warm up your bike"? Or, "Oil changes can wait and modern engines are indestructible"? Yeah. No. Today we're calling out the top 10 motorcycle maintenance myths that riders keep repeating, sometimes because they heard it from their mate, other times because it sounds convincing. But in the long run, bad maintenance advice costs you power, performance, and even your safety. Let's go! Myth number 1. You don't need to warm up modern bikes. Just because your fuel-injected bike starts instantly doesn't mean it's ready to ride hard. That's a dangerous assumption. When the engine is cold, the oil is still thick, and it hasn't fully circulated through all the moving parts. Meanwhile, the metal components inside haven't expanded to their ideal tolerances. If you rev too early, you're causing increased friction, excessive wear, and long-term damage. Even modern bikes need a short warm-up to function properly. Let the engine idle for 30 to 60 seconds, then ride gently for the first few kilometers. That gives the oil time to thin out and reach critical engine surfaces. Revving hard right after startup might feel fine now, but over time, it leads to premature engine wear and shorter lifespan. Be smart. A few seconds of patience equals thousands saved in repairs, and a much healthier engine down the line. Myth number 2. Chain lube is optional. It's easy to ignore your chain until it snaps, stretches, or starts making that dreaded grinding sound. Some riders assume modern O-ring or X-ring chains don't need regular lubrication. That's a myth. While those seals help retain grease between the pins and rollers, they do nothing to protect the outer surfaces from dirt, water, and road grime. Without proper lubrication, the chain runs hotter, wears faster, and can destroy your sprockets. And when that happens, you're looking at costly repairs and loss of power. Worse still, a completely dry chain can snap at high speeds, which is dangerous and potentially disastrous. The truth? Clean your chain and lube it every 300 to 600 kilometers, or after every wet ride. A well-lubed chain lasts longer, runs quieter, and keeps your ride smooth and safe. Skip this step, and you're asking for trouble. Myth number 3. Tight valve clearances mean better performance. This myth sounds like a racer's hack, but it's actually a recipe for disaster. Some riders think tightening valve clearances will give them more throttle response or higher RPMs. In reality, too tight valves mean the valves don't fully close, which causes a loss of compression, overheating, and eventually, burnt valves. Once that happens, you're not just losing performance, you're headed for an expensive top-end rebuild. Valve clearance isn't something to experiment with. Manufacturers provide exact tolerances for a reason. Even being off by a few thousandths of an inch can affect your engine's reliability and lifespan. The smart move: stick to the factory specs and check valve clearances every 15,000 to 25,000 kilometers, depending on your bike. Don't tighten for power. Do the job right, and you'll keep your engine running smoother, cooler, and stronger for years. Myth number 4. Synthetic oil lasts forever. While synthetic oil is superior to conventional oil, it doesn't last forever. The myth that synthetic oil doesn't need changing as frequently simply isn't true. Over time, even the best synthetic oils break down due to heat, combustion byproducts, and moisture, especially in high-stress engines. As oil degrades, it loses its ability to properly lubricate, cool, and clean the engine. If you push it too long between changes, it can cause engine wear, increased friction, and even corrosion of internal components. The truth? Follow your bike's service manual and change your synthetic oil every 5,000 to 10,000 kilometers, or annually, whichever comes first. Skipping oil changes may save you time today, but it'll cost you big time in repairs later. Keep your engine clean, lubed, and running smoothly for years by sticking to regular oil changes. Myth number 5. Higher octane fuel improves performance. A lot of riders believe that using high-octane fuel will make their bike run faster, smoother, or more powerfully. But unless your engine was specifically designed for it, this is just a waste of money. Octane rating doesn't measure power. It measures a fuel's resistance to pre-ignition or engine knock under compression. If your bike's manual recommends 87 or 89, Putting in 91 or 93 won't magically boost horsepower. In fact, using a higher octane than needed can actually lead to sluggish performance in some engines. Premium fuel only benefits high-compression engines that actually require it. For everything else, it's marketing hype, not a performance mod. Stick with the recommended fuel grade. It's what your engine was tuned for, and it'll deliver the best mix of efficiency, power, and longevity. Paying extra for no reason? That's a myth worth leaving at the pump. Myth number 6. Brake fluid doesn't need changing. Brake fluid is often forgotten until your levers feel mushy or your stopping distance suddenly increases. Many riders think brake fluid lasts forever, especially if their brakes feel fine. But here's the truth. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, meaning it absorbs moisture from the air over time. That moisture lowers the boiling point, leading to fade under hard braking, and worse, internal corrosion inside your calipers and master cylinder. Even if it looks clear, old fluid can still be contaminated and degraded. And once corrosion sets in, you're looking at seized pistons, reduced braking power, and expensive rebuilds. The solution? Change your brake fluid every 1 to 2 years, even if you don't ride aggressively. It's a quick, inexpensive job that protects one of your bike's most critical safety systems. If you can stop faster, you ride safer. Ignore your brake fluid, and it could ignore you when you need it most. Myth number 7. Loud pipes help you ride better. There's a belief in the bike world that louder exhausts make you a better rider, whether by making you more aware of engine sounds or by alerting cars around you. But the truth? Loud pipes do more harm than good when it comes to actual maintenance and diagnostics. When your exhaust is screaming, you can't hear the subtle mechanical sounds that signal trouble, like a ticking valve, a misfire, or chain slap. In fact, loud pipes can mask early warning signs, causing you to miss issues before they become serious. Performance-wise, unless you've tuned the engine for it, louder doesn't mean faster. It can actually hurt low-end torque and reduce efficiency. Yes, sound matters, but clarity matters more. A quieter, well-tuned bike tells you what's going on before something breaks. Don't drown out problems with noise. Listening to your bike is more valuable than shouting over it. Myth number 8. Tire pressure doesn't matter that much. This one's a silent performance killer. Riders often overlook tire pressure, thinking it only matters a little, or only when the tire looks visibly flat. But incorrect pressure affects everything: handling, grip, braking distance, fuel economy, and even tire lifespan. Running too low? Your tires overheat, wear unevenly, and are more likely to blow out. Running too high? You lose traction, especially in corners, and your ride becomes unstable and harsh. Motorcycles don't have the luxury of 4 contact patches like cars. With only 2, every PSI counts. Check your pressure at least once a week or before any long ride. Use the manufacturer recommended values, not just what feels right. This 5-minute habit can literally save your life, prevent costly tire replacements, and keep your bike riding like it should. Tire pressure isn't just a number. It's your grip on the road. Myth number 9. Battery maintenance isn't important on modern bikes. With today's tech-heavy motorcycles, a weak battery isn't just inconvenient, it can cripple your entire ride. Many assume that maintenance-free batteries don't need attention, but that's misleading. While you don't have to top off fluid, the battery still degrades over time, especially with heat, vibration, or long periods of inactivity. Modern bikes rely heavily on electronics. ABS, fuel injection, ride modes, and dash displays all demand stable voltage. A weak battery can cause intermittent failures, fault codes, or even engine no-starts. Worse, sudden drops in voltage can damage sensitive circuits. If your bike sits for weeks, use a smart charger or trickle charger to keep the battery healthy. And don't push your luck. Replace it every 3 to 5 years, even if it still kind of works. It's simple. A healthy battery equals a healthy bike. Ignore it, and you're one cold morning away from being stranded. Myth number 10. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is probably the most dangerous myth of them all. Motorcycles don't usually fail suddenly. They fail silently and gradually. believing that if it runs, it's fine, ignores the fact that bikes give early warning signs before something breaks. A subtle loss in power, uneven chain wear, soft brake feel, or a faint rattle in the engine. Waiting until something goes wrong means you're often catching it too late, when it's already damaged other components or left you stranded. Preventive maintenance isn't just about saving money. It's about riding safely, maintaining performance, and protecting your investment. Check things regularly. Service components before they fail. Replace parts on schedule, not just when they snap. Because on a motorcycle, there's a fine line between running smooth and riding risky. Fixing it before it breaks isn't paranoia, it's wisdom. Motorcycles don't forgive neglect. Whether it's skipping a chain lube, ignoring tire pressure, or believing fuel myths, the cost of bad advice is almost always higher than regular maintenance. The truth is, most shortcuts turn into expensive lessons. But now, you know better. And smart riders don't just ride hard, they ride smart. So if any of these myths made you rethink your routine, check your bike. Make that service appointment. Grab that chain lube. It's the little habits that keep your ride running stronger, longer, and safer. If this helped you out, drop a like, subscribe for more no BS motorcycle tips, and share it with a riding buddy who still thinks synthetic oil lasts forever. And in the comments, tell us, what's the worst motorcycle myth you've ever heard? Let's bust these myths for good.